now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here on the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade J.J. Williams, thanking you for coming back and joining me here once again in the theater. Now, if I'm being completely honest with you, today's film is one that I regret not having seen in its 20 years of existence prior to watching that to review it, and I'll get more into that at the end. It features an all-star cast of actors and voice talents. Today's film is Racing Stripes. Now, Racing Stripes is a 2005 sports comedy family film that was produced by Andrew A. Kosov, Broderick Johnson, Lloyd Phillips, and Edward L. McDonnell, and directed by Frederick Du Chow. The film is based on a script written by David Schmidt, Stephen P. Wigner, Kurt D'Amico, and Du Chow. The film stars Hayden Panettiere, Bruce Greenwood, Wendie Malick, and Emmet Walsh, with the voice talents of Frankie Muniz, Mandy Moore, Jeff Foxworthy, Joshua Jackson, Joe Pantoliano, Michael Rosenbaum, Steve Harvey, David Spade, Snoop Dogg, Dustin Hoffman, Michael Clarke Duncan, and Whoopi Goldberg, just to name a few. Our movie opens during a thunderstorm when the Circus Serrano, a traveling circus, accidentally leaves behind a baby plains zebra, voiced by Jansen Panettiere, after replacing a flat tire. The foal is rescued by widower and former racehorse trainer Nolan Walsh, played by Bruce Greenwood, and is taken to his farm where his 13-year-old daughter, Channing, played by Hayden Panettiere, names him Stripes. Stripes meets a Shetland pony named Tucker, voiced by Dustin Hoffman, a goat named Franny, voiced by Whoopi Goldberg, and a Rhode Island red rooster named Reggie, voiced by comedian Jeff Foxworthy. The next day, Stripes becomes convinced that he is destined for the nearby racetrack, Turfway Park, unaware that he is not a horse, but is in fact a zebra. Two foals named Trenton's Pride, voiced by Kyle Alcazar, and Roughshod, voiced by Frankie Ryan Manriquez, decide to race Stripes until they are stopped by Pride's father, three-time Kentucky Open champion Sir Trenton, voiced by Fred Thompson. 3 years later, and a now adult Stripes, now voiced by Frankie Muniz, meets an Arabian filly named Sandy, voiced by Mandy Moore, and he develops a crush on her. After losing to the mailman, played by Casper Poik, in their daily race. While talking to Sandy, he is approached by Pride and Roughshod, now voiced by Joshua Jackson and Michael Rosenbaum, respectively, while Channing's bloodhound, Lightning, voiced by Snoop Dogg, is lazy and talks while he rests. Pride challenges Stripes to a race at a secret racetrack in the woods called the Blue Moon Races. He accepts, but loses the race. The following day, Tucker, having secretly watched Stripes, approaches him and suggests that he gets some proper training first. Stripes, in need of a rider, chooses 16-year-old Channing and convinces a new farm animal, a pelican named Goose, voiced by Joe Pantoliano, to sabotage Channing's motorcycle and Old Blue, Nolan's old pickup truck, so that Channing can ride him to her workplace at Turfway Park. The plan works, and Channing, with Nolan's reluctant approval, rides Stripes to Turfway Park. Once there, Channing is antagonized by her boss, Clara Dalrymple, played by Wendie Malick, for bringing Stripes to the racetrack, while Stripes meets a pair of horsefly brothers, Buzz and Scuzz, voiced by Steve Harvey and David Spade, respectively. As night approaches, Channing, remembering her first ride on horseback with her late mother, Carolyn, contemplates a lap around the track with Stripes. They are approached by Woodsy, played by Emmet Walsh, a racetrack gambler and old friend of the family who encourages Channing to sign up her and Stripes for a tryout race the next day. She does, despite Nolan's disapproval, stemming from Carolyn's death in an accident 6 years prior, which has since discouraged him from continuing to train horses. But Stripes has a major meltdown after being easily scared by the horse gate, like all the other horses at the tryouts. Once he calms down, he begins running, but he gets hit in the face by flying dirt while racing, causing Channing to fall off of him. Although she is not injured, Nolan chastises and blames her for the incident. When Dalrymple mocks her riding skills, Nolan defends his daughter. In response, Dalrymple sarcastically signs Stripes up in order for him to compete in the Kentucky Open competition. Meanwhile, Stripes finally realizes that he is a zebra after being told off by Sir Trenton, which severely discourages him. Despite Channing's pleas and Woodsy's encouragement, Nolan refuses to let her race Stripes. Realizing this, the farm animals lure Nolan into the barn and show him a table holding his past accomplishments, causing him to change his mind. Meanwhile, due to Stripes' misbehavior during training, Franny reveals to Stripes that Tucker helped Nolan train the racehorse champions, including Sir Trenton, without getting any thanks, which encourages him to begin training. Refusing to allow Stripes to race, Sir Trenton and several of the thoroughbreds ambush Stripes and Sandy at a creek as they are talking and making up for their previous argument. And they kidnap Sandy, threatening to hurt her if Stripes races. The next day, after rescuing Stripes, Tucker, Franny, and Goose agree to assist in rescuing Sandy. With a little help from Buzz and Scuzz, the rescue is successful, and they get back just in time for Stripes to go to the race. At the race, Nolan bets Clara that if Stripes wins, he gets Sandy, and if he loses, he will come back to work for her. During the race, Roughshod and even his jockey try to stop Stripes from winning until Scuzz gets them disqualified by biting Roughshod's rear end. Stripes begins to wear out until he remembers what Tucker taught him. Quote, "Don't look back. Leave it all on the track." This boosts his confidence. Stripes wins the race in a photo finish and earns the respect from the other racehorses, including Pride. In the end, they all pose together in a group photo, which is later shown with the other previous Walsh wins, as our movie comes to its close. I honestly don't remember seeing the trailers for this, and I avoided it for 20 years because, based on the poster, I thought it was an animated movie. This sounds crazy when you consider how much of a Disney dork I am, avoiding a film because it's a cartoon, especially when you factor in the actors and the voice talents involved in the film. A lot of people that I admire and respect. Then you further compound that with the fact that Heroes came out just a year after this and kind of put Hayden Panettiere on the map. The fact that I didn't go back to watch this when I, along with the rest of the world, were caught up in the tagline, "Save the cheerleader, save the world," I was honestly disappointed in myself after watching this. The film was everything you would want in family entertainment. It was fun. It was lighthearted. It had emotion and a message. And it was just downright charming. Bruce Greenwood and Hayden Panettiere had great chemistry as father and daughter, and the voice talents of Dustin Hoffman and Whoopi Goldberg in particular really brought a heartfelt aura to the film. When it comes to my rating of this picture, I give it a steady 4 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think of Racing Stripes? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that discourse that I am always trying to engage from you, my loyal viewers. Until next time, when we return to the theater for another brand new episode of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here on the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel. I have been your host, the Renegade J.J. Williams, thanking you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time.